Okay, I've sent the code. Okay, so let me just, you can see my screen. Let me see. So, okay. Okay. So this is the code. Let me just go through the code. So basically, we have our um, modules which we need to import or libraries. So these are the basic libraries you need for that. Then you need to create these lines of code to connect to TeamSpeak. So one is the HTTP headers. So this is the, just put it this way, you don't change it. Like I said, most of the platforms will give you tutorials on how to connect to their platforms. Then they'll provide an API key for you to connect to their platform. So in this case, I will go to that place later on. But in this, you need to copy this particular key. It's very important from your TeamSpeak platform. So once you create your, you need to sign up first with them, register. Then you go to the teamspeak.com. Then once you create your IoT platform there, you'll be able to see this API write key. So if you want to write, you need this key. If you want to read, you need a key. So you just take this key and replace it with what I have here. Then of course you need to set up your Wi-Fi, SSID and password so that your PicoW can connect through your hotspot. Okay, so this is to connect through your hotspot. So this usual. Then the next thing is to create your sensors, configure your GPIO, which I've done here. Okay. After that, you set up your while loop. So the whole idea is maybe it depends on how frequently you want to transmit. If you are transmitting every 15 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever, you need to add a sleep time here to specify the amount of delays you want your PicoW to send data to the TeamSpeak. So the other aspect is all of this which I've done in my we've used before, how to use the DHT sensor. So connect your DHT sensor, read the temperature and humidity if you want to change to Fahrenheit and all of that. Then after that, you need to create your data. So this line is also very important. So in your TeamSpeak, right, you're going to creating, just like we created different components like the gauge and everything. So each, there's what they call field. They use field in their own, field 1, field 2. So all the data you want to transmit to the TeamSpeak, you need to define them in this field. So you need to create this line of code. So if it's for field 1, whatever you're sending, if it's a temperature, so you need to send them the way you've arranged your fields in your TeamSpeak. So I will show that later on. So the next thing is for you to add this line of code. So this is to post to TeamSpeak. So there's their API link. Then the key, which we define up there, type of your data you are sending in JSON format. Then the headers, which has been defined up there. So after that, you close your connection, and that's all. So it's quite straightforward in terms of transmitting data to their TeamSpeak platform. So let me just 1 second. Okay. So let me just 1 second. Let me take closer. Okay, let me connect to TeamSpeak and demonstrate that. Just give me a few minutes. Okay, so this is how their platform looks like. So once you first need to register, so I've registered, so I'm able to sign in. Then if you want to create channels, so if you don't have it, if you click on my channels, okay. So because I've created a channel, IoT agriculture, which I created recently. Okay. So these are the fields I was talking about: field 1, field 2, field 3. I think, sorry, just 1 second. I have an updated soil sensor which I need to find. If not, then I'm going to replace this. So the one I have on the one I sent to you may not be the updated one. I have an updated one which is here. I'll send you a link where you can get it from. So you can check my what do you call it now? GitHub account. So I put the link in the chat. That's the updated one. I put it in the WhatsApp. If you click on that, I think the updated one is there. So that's one I'm going to run here because that one has 3 fields. The one I sent has only 2 fields. I think that's when I was testing it. So this is it. So if you look at it, the field 1, temperature, field 2, humidity, and field 3, that's the moisture sensor. So the same thing with what we have on the, so this field 1, field 2, field 3, okay? So the temperature will be sent to this field 1, the humidity to field 2, and the soil moisture to field 3. Yeah. All right, so let me run it on my TeamSpeak and see how that works. Okay. Okay, I think I have the updated one here. So I'll just update this. Yes. All right. So I'm going to run this. This is the updated one. So if I run it, let's see. Okay, connecting to the network. Let's see if it connects successfully. Yeah, connected. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so it's reading at the moment. So my room temperature is about 36, 15 degrees humidity. Then my moisture is 0%. Like I said, we're using the analog, so it's going to be counting from 0 to 65535. Depends on how wet the sensor is. So if I show you the sensor on my okay, so this is the soil sensor. So you should have it in your kit there if you want to try it later on. So this is the soil sensor. Then the O. So this is the O code, the sensor, everything. So I did a separate one. I didn't want to tamper with. Okay, there should be a way to do that anyway. So this is how you can see the way their platform is. You can add other widgets if you wish to. Again, you can see you can communicate with your device using MQTT, which we did using our own dashboard. Apps, so a lot of things you can do here. You can do some analysis and all of that. Channels, my channels, my image channels, web channels public. Then you can make your channels public so anybody can see it. You just send them a link and they'll be able to visualize it from anywhere. So channel setting, let me see. Okay. So these are the fields I created. You just need to do it this way once you are creating your field. So I explained that in the video tutorial I sent anyway. So you can just go through it. Then your API keys. These are the API keys I was talking about. So if you want to write, all you need to do, let's say you want to use the same code, just come after creating your channel, creating your fields, then you can just come and copy this API key. and replace it in the code here. Yeah, this code here. So you just replace that there and it works. Okay. Then of course you need to change your SSID and password. The code is already functioning, so you can use that. So this is an example of connecting to an existing IoT platform. Like I mentioned, there are different types. So what I'll be doing, I'll be doing video tutorials to show you how to connect to different platforms. The most important thing you need is how you connect it with your TeamSpeak, the protocols. Once that is done, you can adjust and use it for different purposes. Okay. All right. So any question on this TeamSpeak part? Okay, I presume we are clear with that. So you may want to go and try it. You can go and try it and see how it works. If you have any issues, then you can always get back to me. So this one of the IoT platform that you can use. Like I said, the drawback to some of these things is that you have to work with their designs. So it's not that flexibility for you to create your interface design. It's not there. You just work with what they have, and maybe their free version may be quite limited. So if you want to really explore more, then you need to go and pay to be able to have more functionalities on your IoT platform. All right. So next, let me see. Okay, so these are the codes for the IoT platforms, like I mentioned earlier. So the most important thing is this, the right API key, which you need to get from TeamSpeak when you create your own channel. So it's unique for everybody. Then you set your Wi-Fi password and SSID. So after that, you just copy these lines of code. Then you put your API key there, just like I've done here. Okay. Then these are the lines of code in the link I sent to you. Okay. All right. So next is based on our last class, Dr. Muta requested to see if we can include. So I'm done with the IoT connection to TeamSpeak. If you have any questions, maybe you can ask. If not, then I want to move to the next thing now, which is PicoW interrupt button. Okay. For PicoW interrupt button is very important. Let's say you want to create an emergency button or on your hardware. So maybe an emergency stop or something. So what the interrupt does in microcontrollers is, while it's doing other processes, it's listening and waiting for any signal to come from the interrupt. If any signal comes from the interrupt, it will suspend the rest of the process it's currently on, and it will attend to that interrupt, execute it before it goes back to continue where it stopped from. So that's the way interrupt works on microcontroller. So what I did here, okay. So for the interrupt, right, this is how it works. I'll just explain here, then I will show you the updated code for the smart building. That's on the hardware part. So now I used pin 22, GP22 for the interrupt. Okay. Then this is an interrupt flag to check if the call bell button has been pressed or not. Okay. Then this is the bounce time. So what happens is this: in every hardware, each time you press a button, if you hold it down, it's possible for the microcontroller to read the state of the button maybe multiple times before you remove your hand, because the clock speed of the microcontroller is quite fast. So there's what they call the bounce time, okay? So that if you just press it once, it will only read the button once. It won't read many times. Otherwise, you'll see If you press the button once, even no matter how fast you are, you see that it has gone through several cycles, so it was, if you're asking it to do something, to do it multiple times than just one time that you require. So they created what they call this the bounce time. Okay, so the whole idea is for it to check, allow a time lapse before to read the button, so that let's say 500 milliseconds. So by the time you press the button and move your hand, it takes like 500 milliseconds. So it will only read the button pressed once rather than reading it multiple times before you move your hand. So this is a simple code for you to implement that. First, you need to create a callback for the pin, as the pin is the particular pin you are using now in your code. So you can give it any name. They use pin here. Then you check. So this is checking in milliseconds, right? So if your time ticks underscore millisecond, that is the actual time, minus the bounce time is greater than 500 milliseconds, then interrupt flag should be equal to 1. Then, of course, you set the bounce time to the current time. So this is just a way to calculate to make sure that it's only when you press your button, it's only response if the time it takes for you to press it and release your hand is more than 500 milliseconds. Then it's going to set your interrupt flag 1 to be high. Then to activate this callback interrupt, you need to use these lines of code. So you just need to put this here. So pin.irq, all of these. So this is what you need. So once you implement this into your code, then once you run your main code, it's going to react. So let me show you in the TeamSpeak. Let me show you in the TeamSpeak. Sorry, in Tony IDE. I said TeamSpeak, Tony IDE. So I've implemented it for the hardware part of the smart building. So if I press my system is angry. Hello, can you see me? Seems my system is hanging. Okay, I need to shut down a lot of things. I have too many things open. Yes. Hello. Yeah, sorry, my system was quite quite slow. I think I have so many things on. I was thinking of restarting it now, but let's see if it's. I think it's okay now. I'll just try and close a lot of things down. Okay. So. All right, so I'm going to show you from Tony IDE the updated code. So I remove this one first. Please. All right, so let's see. So I used a different name. All right, so if you look at it here, I'll just go to where I added it in the code. So we still have from our previous firmware. So I created a bell status. I say B0. So if it's B0, that means the bell is not active or the bell has not been pushed. So everything still remains the same. Okay. So topic, our topic I want to publish to and topic I want to subscribe to. So I just change these ones. So yours can still remain the same, or you can change it to your own, whatever name you want to call it. So I added the button that is for the interrupt pin. That's for my bell. Each time I press the button, you should send a signal that the the bell button has been pressed. Okay. Then this is a buzzer button. So I don't have a buzzer with me here. So, well, the idea is so when I press on the hardware part, when we press the bell button, we should trigger the buzzer to sound so that people around can hear. Otherwise, at the same time, send the signal to the dashboard. Okay, so this is where I just copied those line of codes I showed to you now. I just put them here. Okay. Then I added the callback for the interrupt button. Okay, sorry, I think I repeated it twice here. So let me do something quickly. All right, so let's see. So the whole idea is everything still remains the same. So why true? So if the interrupt flag is high, because like I said, mentioned here, so once the bell button has been pressed, it's going to call this callback because we've activated it here. So this interrupt flag is going to be 1. Okay. So if it will check if the interrupt flag is high, then change it back to 0. Okay, then print interrupt detected. Then it will change the bell status to B1. Okay, then it will send it. It will publish it to the our topic. Okay, bell status, everything, and other information. It will publish it to our topic. Then it will change the bell status to 0, so that whenever it's published elsewhere, sent to the topic, it's going to be deactivated. So let me run this. Oh, hopefully it works. I run this now. All right. So you can see this is the status for our bell. It's B0, right? Because I've not pressed the button on the hardware. So I'm going to press the button on the hardware. So basically what I did is just to connect GP22 to ground. Okay, so I'm using a wire here. So if I touch any of the ground with the wire, so if I touch, you will see, it should show us, yeah, if you see the screen, it says interrupt detected. Okay, then it changed the status of our bell, B1 to B1. You can see B1, sorry, this is again. So now after some time, it changed back to B0. So those are the information it will keep sending to our dashboard. So our dashboard will be reading some of this data. So if I open my dashboard, so I do it again. So I press the bell again. Okay, you can see interrupt detected, change it to B1, this one. So it's back to B0. Okay, so once our dashboard reads the data, it will update the dashboard. So let's look at the dashboard part. Where's my dash? Okay. All right. So if you look at the dashboard, you see I've included the time because last time I was asked to include time. So let me run this dashboard first. Before I do that, let me make sure my MQTT brokers are connected. Sorry, I'm just connecting my MQTT broker. Okay. So I'll show us the MQTT broker here. So currently you can see B0. So if I touch it again, press the bell button, that is call bell. You can see it has changed to B1. Okay, so this will be broadcasted to our IoT dashboard because since we subscribe to this topic, Elijah too. So let's go to the dashboard and see. So I'm going to run the dashboard. So if I run it now, let me see IoT button 2. Okay. So on the dashboard, I've also added time to show when signals are received and what's happening. So if you look at it, if I press the bell here, you can see it has changed. I just pressed it now, I changed to B1. Then the next data will be back to B0. Okay, so it's working on our dash. Our dash is able to read and show the time. Okay, so now let's look at it on the dashboard. Where's my dashboard? Okay, maybe I just put it here. So as usual, to 12700.5050. Sorry, it's taking some time to respond, but let's think my system, I think so many things open. So let me see if I can close some things now. Let me restart my kernel. Sometimes it works that way. Okay, let me close some things down. Okay, I think it's on now because I can hear the click. All right, so it's there. Let's see. Let me reduce the size so everything fits nicely. Okay, so what I've done is on the dashboard part. So based on the promoter's suggestion that maybe we create something that displays the time the bell was pressed or activated. So I've created like this text area to display if the bell was pressed. So let me try it again. So now I'm going to press the bell. So let's see what happens here on the dashboard. So I'll press the bell. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So the bell is active. So it'll be active for some few seconds. Then it displays the time. So the next thing is to create like a log, a data log of when the bell was pressed. If I'm right, Dr. Muta, right? I think that was what you wanted, to create a log of when the bell was pressed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So to do that, I need to set up the database. Okay. So that's something I've not done actually, but I'll do it later on. So when I create a data, I'll create a database that allows us to log anytime the bell was pressed. So then instead of showing this here, so from the database, we can either see like a drop down to show you the last five times the bell was pressed. So you can just scroll down to see. Or later on, maybe we, instead of putting everything on this page, so maybe this one can just show you the time, last time it was pressed, instead of showing bell idle at the moment. So it's just more like showing you the status and time. So it can just show you the last time on this place. Then if you want to look at the data logs, so we can go create another page or create another component somewhere that populates our past logged times. But I think maybe the best thing for a dashboard is just to show the last time it was pressed. Maybe instead of display idle, so that time it displayed, it should remain there until maybe another time that it was pressed. So I would amend the code. Then what will happen is for data logs, right, it's better to create like a data analysis page. So on the data analysis page, you can see all the various recorded data from your database. So let's say from you want to see all your data for your temperature in the last few months. So in that case, it's not just going to be a single page dashboard anymore, but to be multi-pages. So in the multi-page, then we have like menu. One is the dashboard that shows you what is happening live, and if you want to control anything, then you have another menu that for data analysis. So in that data analysis, then we now begin to add all the things we want to see. Let's say the temperatures or humidity that has been saved, or the power consumption over the past period of time, or maybe we want to see when maybe the room temperature exceeded a certain threshold. We want to see all those logs, okay? Or when there was a smoke alarm, we want to see all those logs. So that we need to create a database, okay? So for the database, I can show us how to do that. If not, in this, I've not implemented it to this code. One of the things I was trying to work on was two things. The how to share data between callbacks. I think it's quite tricky, so it was giving me some issue. Then the other option was, the other thing I was trying to work on was how to allow multiple people to control the dashboard. Again, that's a bit tricky because it requires sharing data between different callbacks. So it's still not working, but I'll try and fix that. Then once that is fixed, then we updated version. So this is going to be version 3 now because this is working already. So maybe I can share this with you, or if you want to try from your place, I can share this now. Then so for the doorbell, is just what you don't need any extra components for now. Normally it's just a switch you need, but okay, I think we have a switch right in the IoT kit. There's a push button switch there, one small one, if I'm right. If not, maybe I'll just show you. I just used a jumper wire from GP22. So it's that jumper wire I'm using to touch the ground. So it just goes to the ground rail, then it will show that the bed. Okay. Sorry, I just activated it now. Bell active. So it's just a jumper wire. If you want to do it, try it on your this thing. So I'll send you the updated version of this firmware code, so you can see. I think other thing still remains the same. This one is the LED to power my GPU on and off. They are still working. Socket on and socket off. Okay, yeah, you can hear the relay. So there's still a bit of a delay, few seconds of delay, which is fine for now. Well, we can always improve on that. All right, so let me send you the firmware. So maybe we'll see if anyone can try it over there. Then I'll explain how you can trigger the, what do you call it now? The bell using just a jumper cable. It's very simple. Just one jumper cable put to GP22, then allow the other end to be hanging. Maybe I should take a picture and send it to you through the WhatsApp group. Okay. So I've sent a picture. So let me attach the code as well. Let me see. That's my code. Okay, bell chart. So I'm going to stop first, and so I can upload it to my file before showing it. So again, for some of us, if you are working on any code in your Raspberry Pi Pico and you want to save it on your computer, so you can always just right-click and click on download. So it will download it from your firmware to your computer. So if I click on that, so it has, where is it now? So it has downloaded it here for me. So from here, it's saved on my computer. So in case next time I want to use it or I want to share it. So let me share it now. So I saved it as Bell Chat. Updated firmware, okay. So that's it. So let's see if we can try. Then I'm going to update. I'm going to send the updated for the version 2. Maybe I save it as version 3 now. Okay, so I've saved that version 3, but let me explain what I did. Okay. So because we want to use time, right? I imported the date time. So that's another module we need to use if we are working on time. I imported the date time. Then for the database, I'm using SQLite 3. I've not added it to this scope, but I have it working somewhere else. So those are the two things that were added for us to have our database work and also to display time. Okay, so everything is still the same. Then everything is still the same. Then if you go down to the text area, so I just added a text area under where we have our, what do you call it now? Yeah, so under the alarm, this way I just put, this way I added a text area. So I just adjusted this. So I added this text area, okay? So like security alarm off, all this can be logs when they went off. So maybe we can just, another thing, we can just display the time alarm went off or security went off, or yeah, so we can just display them here. Then the, like I said, the database, we have all the different times. Then we can visualize it on another page called the data analysis page. So let's see. Okay, so that's where I added the text area. So again, just like we've been doing, you just go to the dash, just go and copy one of the components, then you add whatever you want to add. So add, you want to adjust the property and everything, just put it there. So it's going to be read only. Why? Because we don't want somebody to go and type on that text area. Otherwise, if you don't make it read only true, then somebody can type. It will look like an input field. So those are the properties. Then we'll make it empty when we initialize the dashboard. So after that, then I think I created a callback somewhere. Where's the callback? Yeah, so this is why I did a callback. So doorbell, so because we want to control the indicator as well, that's this indicator. Let's see. This indicator, we want to control it. What do you have another indicator on that? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we want to control this bell, I do, whatever indicator. So this is the bell indicator. We want to control it here. Then this is the text area we also want to control each time we receive a signal. Okay. So let me put on my listing back, my Tony IDE. I've sent it to you. Oh. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so to do that, have three outputs. One is the doorbell color, that's for the indicator, and the label for the doorbell. Then the what do you call it? The text area, which I use this ID for. So we want to update the value. So our input that triggers the callback is our end intervals. So we still remember the end intervals. That is each time, the time you want the dashboard to update, maybe every 2 seconds or 1 second. So once every 2 seconds to be updating. So whatever it is there, it will update on the dashboard. So then we need to define the function that goes with our callback decorator. So in this case, I'm reading what you remember we subscribe to the MQTT. So every data that is sent, like this data, all this data, that's what is sent from our hardware. So where the first two parameters is for temperature, second two is for humidity. This one is for the LED. This is for relay, and this is for our bell. So you can have as many data that symbolizes every actions in your smart building. So let's say you have multiple switches. That's how you just be adding the data that will be transmitted to the MQTT. Then from the MQTT, we transfer to your dashboard. So let's say we have more components. We just need to define what it is. So this next two value is for switch 1, switch 2. Then you define your status. If it's B0, it is off. If it's B1, it is, like in this case, B0 is off, B1 is on, and things like that. So that's the data that is being read here. Where is it now? Yeah, sorry. That's the data that's been from our MQTT, okay? Then we're saying if the length of the data is greater than 8, because if you look at this data, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are the two values we need for our doorbell. So if it's greater than 8, then this, then we extract these last two values from our data. So these are the last two values we extract. That's why, if you remember, when we were learning how to use list, how to index, you can see the application here. So we extract just the last two values, we save it. So we save it into this variable B1. So we compare if it is B1, then get our timestamp, that is, read the current time. So this is the function to read the current time. Then the idea is to save the current time into this another variable, which I wanted to use here so that it displays on the, but I'm having issue with dash. Dash does not, the way it works, it doesn't work with global variables. This is supposed to be a global variable. So if you use it here, you can use it in a different function, but it's not recognizing it. Otherwise, it's another way of displaying the last time the bell was pressed on the dashboard. It didn't work that way. So that's why I want to create a dashboard, a database. Then I'll just read from my database what was the last current, then display on the text area. So those are the adjustments I'll make later on, okay? So if B1 is equal to bis, then of course, read the time, then change the color to red, bell active, that's the label, that's this one. This bell active, it changes, and this one changes to red. Then of course it displays the time here. That's what is there on the code. This line of codes. Yeah, this line of code. So that's what's happening here. Then returns color, bell, and the time. So this is the time it returns. Okay. So our display area or text area. And if not, it's going to check. So if not, then it's going to change the colors to black back and bell idle. Then of course, you should check the timestamp. If it's empty, then return this value bell idle. But this area is not working because it's not able to recognize this timestamp. It's not seen as a global variable. Global variable meaning wherever you use it, you can access it from any function, but it's not working in Dash. So I'll probably find a way to figure that out. If that doesn't work, then the best thing is to create a database. So when it is activated, so at this point, we say save to database. Then at this point, we're going to read the last value in our database and display on the text area. So that solves the problem. Okay. So those are the updates I will do. Then I'll share with us later on. Then once the database is created, then we create a multi-page. So this is going to be a multi-page now. Otherwise, for me, I feel it will be too long. Too many things on the dashboard here. So we create a multi-page app where we can use the menu. So if I select dashboard, it will show me this. Then if I select the data analysis, then it shows me this. Then it allows me to fetch the data from my database and displays whatever information I wanted to display. Yeah. All right, so let me share the code. So it's going to be version 3 for now. Where is it? So I'm going to share it on the what do you call it? On WhatsApp. right, I've updated. Sorry, I've sent it to the WhatsApp. So if anybody is keen to try, want to open it and test, yeah, I can guide you through. If not, you can do it at your own time. Then if you have any issues, you can always buzz me, then we can look at it together. All right, so I've talked about PicoW, interrupt button. Okay, then the update on IoT smart building is what I've explained. So for the doorbell, we've done that. Display time, we've done that. Okay, so database, create database to visualize the bell logs. So maybe I will do that and share with us in the WhatsApp group. Sorry, I have a little boy here. Okay, then the code to allow multiple control, I will do that and send to us later on. All right. So any questions so far? Any questions so far? Does anyone want to try to implement, or you want to do at our own time? All right. So maybe way forward. Okay. So because today's our last official class, so I sent out the link for those who are interested to. But I presume everyone should get the certificates. So please, there's a link I shared in the WhatsApp group. I think only 2 people have filled it. So please kindly help us fill it out for your certificate so we can get it ready and send to everyone this week. So please, we'll send you the e-certificate. And so in the Google, in the form, I put a place for your maybe passport number or your national ID. So it's like in some countries like Malaysia, for every certificate, they must add your passport number or ID. So if you wish to add yours, please just indicate in the form, Google form that I sent earlier. Maybe I will resend it again. Let me see, where is it now? Okay, I'm resending it again. So please, if you can just fill it out now, I think that would be great. So just your name, just put it the way you want your name to appear on the certificate, basically. Then if you want us to add your passport number to the certificate or ID, national ID, then please just indicate, add the number there, or you can just send it to me directly. All right, so I'm going to keep this WhatsApp group active so that I'll do some video tutorials. So you can use your PicoW, how you can connect to other IoT platforms like the AWS, UB.dots. So I'll do some videos, then we'll upload to YouTube and I'll share with everyone. So if you want to receive more information about IoT deployment, then also I mentioned at the beginning, it's been quite busy for me here because I'm trying to set up a digital innovation center here. So, and the idea is to make the center IoT smart building. So everything is going to be designed and built locally. So we are not using any of the IoT off-the-shelf products. We are going to be using PicoW. So we'll build everything from scratch. So if you want to be part of the journey and see how we are building it up, so I'll be sharing information on this WhatsApp group so that you can see. So maybe share some of the information, knowledge, and then if you also want to implement it at your end, you can just follow us through. So the codes and everything, we would try to share it. So right now, we're still doing some renovation works and trying to put the structure in place. That's why it's been very busy for the past 2 weeks here. So, but once everything is, the physical structure is set up, then that's when we begin to do the IoT part. Then I'm also looking at setting up some technical team here. So if you have younger ones that are very passionate about IoT, electronics, and other systems, maybe we can create 1 or 2 opportunities for people to come and be part of the team, so that we have more hands to do some of these things. Yeah. Then we are also going to be doing a prototype this WhatsApp group. All right. Okay. So for the multiple page, I'm going to do a video on that, how to create a multiple page. So we'll use the smart building to do a multiple page. Then I'll share the video so you can also, if you want to try it out, that's fine. Then we have a YouTube page. Sorry, just 1 second, please. I have somebody coming. Just 3 minutes, 2 minutes, please. I'll be back. Hello, guys.
So what are the components? Come to orlakiline.com, select marketplace, and select any of the categories. For example, accessories. Then select any component of your choice. Click on buy now. Then fill in your details. After
Okay, sorry for that. I have some guys coming to see me. All right, so we've created some, what do you call it now? YouTube, where we are sharing all our information. So most of the videos will be shared there. So if you want to get updates, you can go subscribe if you wish. So any video we put on IoT, you can see them there. So we'll be updating some of the things we are doing there as well. So, and also, I will try and share them in this WhatsApp group. Okay. All right. So at this point, I want some feedback. Maybe like to hear from you all. If you can give us some feedback with regarding the training so far, maybe things like areas that needs to be improved. The timing, if it was appropriate, because at some point, some people said the 4 hours was quite long. So maybe if you can give us some feedbacks now, I really appreciate that. So the idea is to help us maybe in the future, we do make it much better. Then I also want to know, was it too technical? Then any comments you have for us? Yeah, so the floor is open. If anyone wants to provide some feedback, maybe before you speak, one of the areas I feel was a bit difficult was, I think if I'm right, is the hardware part. We spent a lot of time on the hardware part because it was an online class, and also what do you say? It was online class, so some of us are not from electronics background, so maybe I don't know if we found that aspect a bit difficult. So maybe I would like to hear. So the idea is if it was difficult, but I felt it was good so that you guys know how to connect the components. So maybe if you let me know if it was difficult, then maybe in the future what we could do is we'll solder the components on board. So we solder everything. So you don't need to bother yourself trying to connect the components yourself. So you just focus more on how to use it. That is, how to develop the firmware part, so that you can control the hardware. So I don't know. Maybe I'd like to hear from you, or if that is going to be a better way to do it. If not, or this method is it still okay? We leave it so that people can connect themselves.
Yeah, maybe I start.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, actually, to be honest with you, this is maybe because I have some electrical background. That's why I could catch some of the items there maybe faster than others. I don't know others' background, but to me, if you have practiced like electronic engineering before computer science, then this will be easier for you to handle, especially the programming part. And
Okay.
to me, I think the only missing one is maybe tutorials, video tutorials. For example, how to connect the hardwares together and mount them to the motherboard, for example, or to the Pico. What I forgot the name.
Pico W.
I forget Pico W. Yes.
Video
I think
tutorials.
this is the one that took much of the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe if there is a video tutorial, then it will be very, very much appreciated. And then the 4 hours, to be honest with you, they are really far. Maybe they are a lot. Maybe if you can divide them in the week into 2 sessions, like maybe one day 2 hours, another day another 2, but within the week.
Okay.
It will be digestible.
Okay. I can imagine. Yeah. Okay.
But generally, honestly speaking, it's really very useful. It was fantastic, and we really enjoy it. Even though I feel like we need even more time. Like not within is it 10 weeks, right? How many weeks?
10 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 15 weeks. It will be better. Maybe 15 weeks. Yeah.
15 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think that's all. That's all from me.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Mustafa. So maybe we can still add a few more weeks if you guys are willing to still continue. Or maybe, instead of adding more weeks, maybe like you mentioned, the video tutorial. So like some of the parts, is I'll do video tutorials on like setting up the database. I have all the documents here. Maybe instead of sending the documents, maybe I'll do a video tutorial on that to make it easy and also provide the write-ups on it.
What I'm trying to say, for example, in the first 2 hours, for example, on that day, maybe you request us to watch the video tutorial and set up the hardware, and then in the second session, we already have set up the things. Then we can just discuss on
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks for that. We'll take note of that. Let me see. Dr. Muta is writing. I believe it is more engaging to do connection personally. Okay. Okay. A part of the team enrollment form can also provide the enrollment form can also provide the IoT course students that option to select. Okay. Yes, video tutorial will be useful, or alternatively, picture step-by-step manual will be sent out with the kits. Okay, good. I think that is very important. Yeah.
Doctor, I forgot one thing.
Yeah.
Another thing maybe to be very useful is the level of the workshop.
Okay.
Maybe they are beginners, intermediate, and advanced, because I feel like this one to us is like more into advanced. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you. Because let's say we want to make it it's quite advanced because we went through a lot of technical stuff, details and all of that. But the good thing is this exposes you to how some of these things work. And so yeah, for the intermediate, because if you look at some of these training they do, maybe 1 day training, 2 day training on IoT, they just show them how to, they would have prepared everything, okay? Then just show them how to make it work during the tutorial. So everybody's like, okay, this just connect this. Then they help them set it up with any of these IoT platforms. And they say, okay, end of IoT. So that would be good for like beginners, just to appreciate how these things work. Yeah. Okay.
Because it can be like maybe maybe it can be even 6 months course,
Okay.
But yes, you have to increase the fees, but it will be beneficial for those who really want to enjoy the hardware part. Maybe maybe biomedical engineers, I think they do some sort of such things. Agriculture engineers, some even civil engineers and so on. So many fields that can be attractive to this. But the only thing is that if possible to have it into different levels and also different sessions.
Okay, good. I think that's a good suggestion. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. So some of the things I've picked up now is maybe the timings of the long 4 hours, break it into 2 hours or make it weekly. Then also maybe the duration could be a bit longer to allow for more engagement. Then also maybe break it to different levels of teaching. So maybe beginners, intermediate, then also make it like a long time. Okay. So I will take note of some of these feedbacks. Then so the good thing about this again is some of the things you guys have learned now, like how to develop the dash. Please don't keep practicing. Maybe I will send you guys a lot of stuff so that you keep, because let's say I'm going to do another course. I'm thinking of doing another course on data analysis. So like now it's more like the dashboard page we created, right? So I'm going to do another course on using Dash for the data analysis part. So in the data analysis part, then you see how to set up your database, then visualize your data, analyze your data, then maybe go as far as applying machine learning. Let's say you want to model or implement AI for your data. So again, that can be done with Dash. That's the beauty of Dash. So you can just create a very interactive dashboard and set up all of these things. Then, so keep your knowledge of Dash. Keep practicing. Go to the their websites and see what you can create. And when like I said, I will send you how to create the multi-page. So you can just play around, just keep playing around with it, learning 1 or 2 things. It will be very useful, maybe in the future or.
Last suggestion from me.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe if you have an interactive web page. Where you, I think it can be appear to the worldwide. So. Where it shows that this is a place where we can learn the IoT or relevant software or hardware in this form. And then it will be good if it's a live web page, so we can interact, like sending feedback, receiving information. It has its own maybe video platform, something like that.
Yeah.
Because some people, they have difficulties when they shift from using this Zoom or any video. Video software,
Okay.
Last time I'm giving you this example. My wife, she attended one of the courses. So in that course, they have all the system in a web page. Everything is there. So uploading the assignments, uploading tutorials, they interact with the staff there. The videos are available in that platform, in that website.
Okay. Wow. So, I think that's a good one. It's actually part of the things we are trying to work on. If I think Dr. Nonso, if he's there, we attest to that. So we are thinking about it. So because we currently have a web page which we are developing, so He has suggested that we try and put, like, instead of going to Schoology to upload material, just put everything in the same web platform. I think that's a very good
yeah, you can
suggestion.
have even like a forum, people they can discuss the ideas, helping each other in that forum. Yeah, something like that.
Okay, good. So we work towards that. I think that will be our long-term goal. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Any other feedback, Engineer Buluwatife?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to hear from you.
Okay. What the only issue I had with the class was whenever we're doing any practical, we're doing hands-on.
Yeah.
Once I miss a step, it will be so hard for me to call the class back to say, please, can you please go back to this step? And then I just feel that maybe in your next class, maybe there should be like a step-by-step handout.
Okay.
So that we'll be able to go through, even if we join the class and we miss a step. Not that we would call the class back to that step. And like Dr. Mustafa said the other time, I think the classes are too lengthy.
Okay.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe we can break it down twice in a week, like you said.
Okay.
I think that will help. That's the only thing I want to talk about.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. That's a very good feedback. So I think that step-by-step handout, just like you mentioned and Dr. Mustafa also mentioned, and I think the Dr. Mustafa and Dr. Muta. So I think we take note of that so that we have that maybe even before the class, so that people can go through it, or like you said, if you miss any of these steps. So what I'm still going to do, maybe for this IoT smart building project, right? I'll see if I can do like a full documentation of the step-by-step. Okay. So I will work on that step-by-step on the hardware part, the the dashboard part, so that you can try to follow. I want to see how helpful that will be to you guys. Then, of course, also get your feedback if because sometimes the problem with this step-by-step is sometimes when you do it right, you assume that people know, right? So I'll appreciate maybe when I send it out, you can try it and see, and let us get some feedback. I think that we'll really appreciate that. So I think that's a very good one. So we'll work on that, and then we'll make sure that in our official training, there will be more detailed materials for everyone. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Engineer Babatunde, you have any feedback for us? Then I also want to ask the issue of the project, right? I wanted, what I would have loved was for everyone to like try to implement the project. I would have loved it that way rather than the instructor providing the details. So I was hoping that we could try the project on our own and see how it works. So is this still a welcome idea, or is it better to just do everything and just push it out? Or how best can we handle that maybe in future class where we can get people to handle the projects and try something out? Hello? Hello? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to get.
I just feel that the projects, maybe we should do it collectively.
Collectively, okay.
I don't know, but I feel like it will be more interacting. We'll be able to put our own input into it, and probably we'll be able to network.
Okay. Okay. So the way we did it, you're okay with it, as in doing it in the class together and all of that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's fine then. I think I'll take note of that. Yeah, because the thing is, a lot of people are working, especially for the working class. So people are quite busy. So if everything can be done within the hours of training, then maybe it's going to be easier. And yeah, but the only challenge is, sometimes if we are doing it together, if you don't go and try it on your own, then you won't know. You won't know if there are challenges at all until the day you want to try it on your own. Then you found, I thought I did this thing in class, so that's just my fear. But if you guys say it's okay this way, then I think we'll just adopt this method. Yeah. So again, I know we all have different IoT projects we want to work on. So we'll keep working on that. Like for example, Dr. Muta, for your, is it mail? Mail, to check your mail and to open your garage door. So I think those are projects that I can work on later on. Maybe do a tutorial on that then. But the only challenge is how to implement it on the hardware and interface it with your garage door. So because for that you need to get the hardware that opens the door and interface it with the. But I've seen some videos online on how people do that anyway. But they have to hack their garage door to be able to control it. So that may be the difficult part. But in terms of doing a demo or small prototype, I think that can be done. Then, share with everyone. Then for the smart VO, so we're already working on one. So like I said, I'm going to share in the code on the one we are going to be doing for the Digital Innovation Center we're trying to set up, so everybody can see. And maybe if you have a house that you want to deploy it, good and fine, you can try it out there. For agriculture, we're going to build a prototype. So again, I'm going to share the codes with us. So to take from your country, maybe on IoT, then you can always come back to the group and mention it and see if something we can undo. So, but going forward, we'll be developing IoT projects, IoT products. So that's our major aim. All right. So please fill the certificate form so that by this week we can get the certificate ready once and share with everyone. So I just need your names, the way you want it appeared on the certificate. And like I mentioned, if you want your passport or national ID number to be on the certificate, please provide that as well. If not, then we'll just put your name on the certificate. Yeah. All right. So any questions? If not, then we keep the training to 2 hours today as advised. So any questions or comments?
All good here.
All good. All right. So once again, I want to appreciate everyone for being part of this training. Thanks so much. It's been wonderful going through, sharing knowledge, discussing, brainstorming for the past 10 weeks. So you might find out that maybe in the future you may want to refer back to this knowledge or use some of the information here. So let's feel free to always interact. Reach out, and if you have anything to do with projects, IoT, Python, coding, everything, we're always here. And again, we'll be updating you on if we want to do any other course. So if you are free to join us, please let us know. All right. On that note, I want to say thank you, everyone, and we'll keep interacting, maybe through the WhatsApp group. Or if there is need for us to do any challenges, then let me know. We can organize something. Yeah. All right. Thank you, and have a good night rest to some of us, Australia, Malaysia, and those of us.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. All right. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.